Hi everyone, this is Cindy from Roll Over You again, and I have been getting a lot of questions about how to help dogs and cats get along. Usually sometimes the cat is already established in the home and they want to bring in a new dog, or they have brought in a new dog. It can be the other way around. The dog's been established in the home, and then the cat is all of a sudden the new addition. And the thing we've got to keep in mind is while we would always love to have all of our animals get along together, we have to be aware of all of our animals' comfort levels. So when we're working with dogs and cats, a lot of times the people that I'm working with, they're all about how can we get the dog to quit chasing the cat, because that's what's going on. Well, what you got to keep in mind and realize and understand is that cats move like prey in a dog's mind. So, because cats flit, they are suddenly over here, then they're over there, and then they jump and they run really fast. They very seldom just saunter around. They do that, especially older cats. That's why a lot of times older cats can get along better with dogs than, especially new dogs, than younger cats, because younger cats want to play and all they want to do is flit around, run around, and just, have fun, because that's what a cat does. And cats are hunters as well, so they move quickly because they have to catch a mouse or a lizard or whatever it is that they're after. And so if you have a high drive or high prey drive dog, it can be very difficult to get them to quit chasing the cat. Hounds and hunting dogs, the coon hounds, bloodhounds, German Shorthair pointers, all the different bird dogs. It can be difficult getting them to leave cats alone because they still are bred and do hunt. And so it can be difficult to get them to understand that the cat can't be, can't be chased around the house. So when you're trying to teach a dog to leave a cat alone, you have to make sure this is what's good for the cat as well. I've had a lot of people where the dog will be fine, but the cat is just terrified and is extremely uncomfortable. So if your cat is having issues, maybe it's not a good fit also. Yes, you can teach a cat to leave a dog alone or to be comfortable with the dog. It's all about building the positive associations, and we're going to get into that here in just a second. But you also want to keep in mind the mental state and the stress level of both animals. So with a dog and a cat, seldom are you ever able to leave them alone together for any length of time, especially if when you're there, they're testing the boundaries and whether or not you're going to let them get away with chasing the cat or chasing each other. So if you were starting from scratch at the very, very beginning, what you want, and you're first bringing one of the animals into your home, so it's best to keep them separated so that the cat and the dog have their own rooms, and you let one out at a time, so then the animal that's out can smell where the other animal has been and get used to their scent and know that, oh, okay, this is part of the home, we're supposed to allow that. And you do that for a while. Then you can start doing it with the door. Through the doorway you have a baby gate, and then they can see each other but they can't really get to each other, so make sure you have a sturdy baby gate and you're there and watching them, especially at the beginning, because cat may move suddenly and then you find out you have a high prey drive dog, that baby gate ain't gonna stop your dog. So you don't want your cat to get hurt. The other thing is once you start letting them commingle, or even now, everything's been fine. And now all of a sudden, your dog is, especially since everybody's confined so much more lately. Your dog has shown this really new interest in your cat. It's good to have, instead of having, you can have baby gates, but what I didn't realize until I was working with a cat person a couple of months back is that it's better to have your baby gate 3 to 4 inches up off the floor instead of flat down on the floor and making your cat jump over, because a lot of times it's easier for the cat to scoot under than it is to go over something. So you want, if you're using baby gates, to have a safe area for your cat to get away from your dog, make sure that gate is high enough for the cat to go under, but low enough that the dog cannot. So, and then if the cat wants to jump over, he can jump over, or if he's in a hurry, he can just scoot right underneath. The other thing you want to do for your cats is make sure you've got lots of cat trees and high places that they can get to where the dog can't reach them. That can help make your cat feel a lot more comfortable. Yes, I'm a dog trainer and I'm talking a lot about cats right now, but we've got to make sure both parts of the equation feel safe and comfortable. And so I'm spending a little bit more time on talking about how to make those cats feel like they're safe in their home. And that's the best way to do it, is to let them have their high spots. I had a friend that actually built a system in their house where the cats could go up in a corner and then wander around the house and never touch the floor. I had another friend that had just cat trees everywhere and stepping stones in various places and built cat window ledges. My brother, he loves cats, and he not only taught his cats to use the toilet, but he has cat trees everywhere. The cats love to get on those things and sharpen their nails. That's just what cats do. So yes, cats can be trained. So you may want to consider, as you're working with your dog and you're building those positive associations with your dog, that you also do it with your cats. So when you're working with your dogs, though, the biggest thing you want to understand and realize is it's a two-pronged approach. I love positive reinforcement, but you've got to figure out what you can do and still sleep at night. So if you're doing positive associations and you're only rewarding positive things, and then all of a sudden your dog starts to go after your cat and it's quicker than you thought it would be, and now your cat's hurt, I personally would not be able to sleep if that happened. So what I tend to do is I do a two-pronged approach. One is, if the dog's starting to go after the cat or showing too much interest in the cat, I'll redirect the dog's attention onto me. Or if it's to the point where I can't get his attention and I just have to stop it because he's already in that prey, I'm going to attack this body language. It's easier to make a loud, sudden noise get scary and break it up, because if you startle your dog, he's gonna forget all about chasing the cat, and he's gonna look at you and go, "What?" So that's kind of what you're wanting to do if the dog is going after the cat, has already started, or is to the point where you cannot get his attention on you by going, "Hey, baby," and getting him to turn and look at you. So that's how you stop it. But like I said, it's a two-pronged approach. You can't just stop the behavior you can't just stop something without showing them what they can do. So what you have to, or what behavior you want. Okay, yeah, you don't want your dog chasing the cat, but if you don't tell him what you want him to do, then he's going to have a hard time not chasing the cat. So you want to have more of this than the stopping. So get some really yummy treats. And when I say really yummy treats, I mean something the dog doesn't normally get, but that he absolutely loves. So you get that really yummy treat, have it ready at all times when you're doing this, because it's going to take a while and you've got to catch your opportunities when you can. So when your cat, say your dog's asleep at your feet or just like relaxing at your feet, and your cat comes walking in, dog kind of perks up and pays attention to the cat, but he's not really moving. That is the perfect opportunity to show him that ignoring the cat or slight interest in the cat is perfectly fine. So you go, yes, and you give him some of that treat. Now, to make this treat really valuable and really drive the idea home, is you have to only use that treat at that time. So if you're training and you're playing and playing different games with him, don't use that treat. So in our house, I have two different dogs, and they have two different Hallelujah treats. And we'll be doing a video here shortly on how to figure out what your dog's Hallelujah treat is. But for now, Ben's is tuna fudge, and which is available. The recipe is available on our website. And Boots is Easy Cheesies, another recipe also available on our website. And they're really inexpensive to make a whole bunch of. So if I was working with Ben and a cat, I would have that tuna fudge out, and I would be giving him that while we were working with the cat. But then for training, I would use training treats, or maybe the cut up dog food rolls, or kibble, or those kinds of things. I just would not be giving him tuna fudge as long as I'm working with the cat, and with him and the cat, and keeping him away from, keeping him from chasing cats. So if you have any questions on that, remember that cats need to have their space too. You can train cats just like you can dogs. So build those positive associations with the cat as well as the dog. Make sure your cats have lots of high spaces that they can get away from your dog in, and use with the baby gates, have them up off the floor so the cat can go under as well as over. And with the dogs, it's a two-pronged approach. Get big and scary when they start to chase them, and when they're not chasing them, but they're, either ignoring them or just kind of casually paying attention to them, reward the heck out of that. Every time it happens, reward it, reward it, reward it, reward it. And eventually you will have a house where your cat and your dog can be happy at home together. So again, if you've got any questions, you can check out our website, rolloveryou.org, or you can leave questions and comments in the area below, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.